Okay, welcome back, everybody. While maintaining social distance, we were able to hear from Dr. Holladay. She's an assistant professor at Missouri State University. You know, like other teachers, she is having to change the way that she does things.
Yeah, she's sharing with us her experience of switching her in-person classes to online. Take a listen.
My name is Holladay, and I'm an assistant professor in the Department of Media, Journalism, and Film at Missouri State University. And like so many of my colleagues across the country, I am currently in the process of transitioning my spring-seeded classes over to an online learning environment for the remainder of the semester. I think it's important to acknowledge that transitioning our classes online is not the same thing as developing an online course. The Faculty Center for Teaching and Learning at Missouri State has a pretty rigorous process for developing an online course that involves articulating learning outcomes, thinking about how our evaluation methods meet those learning outcomes. And unfortunately, we just don't have the luxury of time to be able to be that thorough in developing our online courses for the remainder of the semester. So there are some challenges that come with developing and transitioning our classes online. The first of which, and what I think is the most important, is that our students didn't sign up to take online classes. And while this might seem kind of insignificant, I think it's of paramount importance because students have all sorts of different learning styles. Some of them really struggle in the online learning environment. And now we're adding on top of that potential physical and mental health concerns, perhaps financial barriers. Many of our students are from rural areas and might not have access to high-speed internet now that they've gone home for spring break. So those are all things that faculty are keeping in mind as we make this transition over to the online learning environment. I am a media theorist, and so I'm fortunate in that the content I teach can translate pretty well to an online space, but many of my colleagues who teach media production, physical scientists who have labs, education professors who have students that need practicum hours or student teaching hours are facing their own unique set of challenges. And so we're gonna have to be really mindful as faculty in thinking about the best ways, the most effective ways to make sure that our students are still getting and acquiring the skills that they need and getting the experiences that they need to be able to make those classes what they would be, hopefully have been as best we can in an in-person setting. The Faculty Center for Teaching and Learning has been great about providing faculty with resources. We just received an email this morning with some tips for best practices of moving our classes online. Thinking about this not being the time to try out fancy new technologies or have unrealistic expectations of our students, but focused on doing the best that we can to make sure that the learning is still occurring. And with that being said, as I think about transitioning my own classes, I still want this to be a class. My students are paying for their education and I want them to learn something over these next 8 weeks. I just might have to be flexible in what that something is. And so my students have been really lovely in how they've responded to what is obviously a very uncertain time. I emailed my students yesterday to give them a bit of a heads up about how I plan to move forward and approach the remainder of the semester. And I've heard back from a number of my students via email or on social media that they appreciate, they're going to miss our in-person classes, but appreciate the communication and giving them a heads up about where we'll be going from here. And so I think that is really important for faculty to keep in mind: clear communication, clear expectations, thinking about how students are going to be interacting with us as faculty and each other as students. And so I've created a couple of discussion board spaces on my Blackboard site, one for class-related questions, but then also a space for students to share interesting articles that they come across, memes or pictures of their pets, because in our seated in-person classes, that's a lot of the things that we would be talking about anyway to develop and maintain class culture. So the last thing that I think is really important that I'm going to be doing over the next couple of months is maintaining virtual office hours via a number of platforms online. So students will be able to get in touch, schedule time to get in touch with me to chat if they have questions or concerns that can be better addressed face-to-face, or if they just want to see me in person, which I miss them very much. And so that's something that I would be happy to do for them. I'm in a number of academic spaces online, both on Twitter newsletter and a couple of Facebook groups that are dealing with the transition to online education this spring semester. And I know that, across the country, lots of faculty are anxious and we are a little apprehensive about how this is going to go. But I know that we are committed to doing sort of sharing best practices, sharing things that are going well and challenges so that we can make this the best that we can for our students while we try to finish out the spring semester.